All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. So, Chicago drops a new song, and this is a song that they have been performing out on the road now for at least a couple of months. I've seen it show up in YouTube videos, and I liked it when I heard it on the road. The song is called If This Is Goodbye. Now, that particular message might mean the end of Chicago, could be the last time we hear studio music from Chicago. I don't know if that's even, what they're trying to convey here, but it is an interesting title to the song. The song is very nostalgic, very whimsical. It may have been written or co-written with Jim Peterick, who is a legend, both of the band Ides of March and also Survivor. And Jim, of course, has another band called Pride of Lions, and he's involved with so much. He is one of the better songwriters, producers, arrangers, jack of all trades you'll ever encounter, and he's still going strong. And he is working with Chicago, or at least he stated on this particular show that he was working with Chicago, and that their new album may be out sometime this summer. Of course, Chicago is on tour with, I think, Brian Wilson, which is just it's incomprehensible, because Brian, I don't know, that guy, he's been through a lot, and I guess just to see him performing is a big deal, to see that kind of a rock legend in concert, and he's still out there. That's really cool. Anyway, let's talk about the song. Neil Dinnell. I'm not the biggest Neil Dinnell fan, and this didn't make me do a complete 180, but I was fairly impressed with his vocals on this track. My argument with Neil Dinnell isn't that he can't sing. He can sing. He brings it from the low end to the high end. He can sing baritone stuff. He can sing the tenor stuff. His voice does something when it gets higher, a little bit like what Peter Cetera's voice did when it got higher, but in a different way. That's the only way I can describe it. I am more concerned about the image that he brings to the band, but these are a bunch of old guys, and they apparently don't care about image at this stage. The fact that he doesn't play bass, which I think would have been cool if they had found another singing bass player. And the issue now where we are in what? You had Cetera, you had Jason Scheff, you had Jeff Coffey, you're on your fourth main lead vocalist for this group. And so even though Chicago likes to say, hey, we're a team and no one person gets more focus than anyone else, the problem is if your tenor is singing most of the songs, they're going to get most of the attention. Just some of the stuff that Chicago has said over the years doesn't make sense from a rock and roll band perspective. And I think sometimes you have to put egos aside and say, look, this guy's kind of the star of the show. Even though we don't want him to be the star of the show, he is. He's more important than the guy who's playing trombone. Sorry, that's the way it is. No offense to the horn players. It's just a fact of life. Now, the song itself is a real great, impressive melody. This is probably the most melodic song since Jason Scheff gave the band the song Now, which ended up being kind of the title track from that studio album that came out now, I think 6 or 7 years ago. I was really impressed with a lot of that album, but in particular, the Jason Scheff song Now, I would say this is their best song since that, and in some ways it might be even better than Now, or at least as good in a different sort of way. The production value on this reminds me a little bit of the song Here in My Heart from the mid 90s when Chicago had their last #1 adult contemporary record with Bill Champlin singing. I think the production on this is a bit similar in some ways, but I think a bit more robust. Put on some headphones. This is going to come at you in both ears, and it's really delicious sounding ear candy. Let's put it that way. The harmonies, the vocals. Robert Lamb, I think, is on this toward the end. They blend his voice very nicely, and the transition between himself and Neil Dinnell is almost seamless, because Dinnell, again, can sing baritone, and so any kind of bridge between the two singers is easily going to be made and go together. So kudos to, again, the production, the vocals, everything on this track is really impressive. And so, again, does this mean, this might be the last Chicago studio album? With this band, I would say never say never. These guys basically want to be creating until they keel over. That's what they've told the world. Does this make me want to see Chicago more because of this song? I'd like to hear this live, but, I do miss some of the people that have left this band. And right now it's hard to replace like a Lou Pardini. It's hard to replace like a Keith Howland or a Jeff Coffey. And you can go down the list of people that have left this band in recent times. Bill Champlin, not so recently, but again, these guys have lost a lot of key players. The drummer, Tristan Bowden, who, again, was really probably as good a drummer as Danny Seraphin in a different way. He just had a different style, and he's stuck with that band for a very long time. But if you look at all the departures, even recently, we lost Brett Simons, the bass player, and they've had 2 different keyboard players. They had Lauren Gold, and now they have another gentleman who, again, I don't know his name. I didn't do enough research into it, but it's kind of hard to follow because they kind of just randomly, change people on their website. They don't make announcements about it. This truly is a nameless, faceless band to a lot of people, and that's really what Chicago wants. Whether I like it or not, they are kind of living out their philosophy. I just wonder, is Chicago a great place to work? I mean, the city, that's real debatable, but the band, based on all the people that seem to come and go, it may not be the greatest working environment, but this song is really good. So, I try to be fair, and I'm being really fair here. I mean, if you go listen to this, I don't know why you wouldn't like it. This is great nostalgia. The horn section is there. The vocals are there. Neil Dinnell sounds, I think, better in the studio than he does on the stage. And you've got Robert Lamb in on the song. And I don't know, it's a winner. Out of 10, I would give it a strong 9. Seriously, that's how much I like this song. So yeah, just when I was prepared not to like it, and you can't have that attitude with things, it's kind of like the people that were upset that Arnell is singing great in Journey again. And it's like, oh, really? Darn it. I was hoping for his demise. I'm not hoping anything bad happens to Chicago. I'm hoping, that they continue on and that maybe I can start to like Neil Dinnell a little bit. I don't hate the guy, okay? I know people think you just don't like him as a person. I mean, I don't know him as a person, right? All I know is that, I think he still needs to work on his stage presence, his image on stage, his even his attire, and just, give him something to do. Give him a tambourine. I know he has a little acoustic guitar out there. It looks almost like a toy guitar. I mean, if he doesn't know how to play anything, then, you joined one of the world's most famous rock bands. I think at that point, you try to learn how to play something, even if it's just at a very basic level. You can get out there and maybe add to the sound, or maybe somebody out back on the mixing board they can take care of the problem if there's a problem, but get out there and look like you're part of this. It's too late, obviously, probably to learn the bass guitar, but those are kind of my beefs. And the fact, again, that I've said in the past, Dinnell is a pure tenor and he can sing baritone, which is great. But I think he breaks the mold of that Cetera and Jason Sheff and Jeff Coffey lineage. I think he breaks that mold to some degree. And I can't really put my finger on why that is, but it's just different. Maybe it's just the singing bass player aspect of things. I don't know, folks, but you should enjoy this song, stream it, download it, listen to it. I think you're really going to enjoy it. This could be part of something really special for a band that I thought didn't have any real creative juices left, but they do. And to have Jim Peterick along almost ensures that this is going to be a quality project. Anyway, Chicago, if this is goodbye, it is streaming now, and they have a lyric video up on YouTube. And yes, there are some live performances of the band out there doing the song as well. All right, people, thanks for watching the channel, and I will see you soon.